Good morning and vanakkam. In this video, we're going to be reading from Dancing with Shiva, Hinduism's contemporary catechism, written by Sadhguru Sivaya Subramaniya Swami, a richly illustrated sourcebook of Indian spirituality in question and answer form, exploring how to know the divine, honor all creation, and see God everywhere, in everyone. Today's lesson is lesson 13, and we'll begin by reading the caption to the facing image. 1 billion strong, India is Earth's largest democracy. Here are depicted Bharat's agricultural and political prowess, trade, transportation, and hydroelectric power. Amid all this technology, a procession takes place as religion informs every aspect of life. Lesson 13. How does Saivism stay contemporary? Shloka 13. Inner truths never change, but outer forms of practice and observance do evolve. Saivism seeks to preserve its mystical teachings while adapting to the cultural, social, and technological changes of each recurrent age. Om. Bhashya. Saivism is an orthodox religion, conservative in its ways and yet pliant and understanding. It is simultaneously the most demanding spiritual path and the most forgiving. Shaivites have persisted through many ages through successfully adapting work, service, and skills according to the times, while internalizing worship and holding firmly to the eternal values. The outer form of service or occupation does not change the spiritual search. Be he a skilled farmer, factory worker, village merchant, computer programmer, or corporate executive, the Shaivite is served well by his religion. Shaivism has all of the facilities for the education of humankind back to the source. Each futuristic age does not reflect a difference in the Shaivite's relationship with his family, Kulaguru, teacher, Sadguru, gods or God in his daily religious life. The Shaiva Dharma, it is now as it always was. The Vedas implore, O self-luminous divine, remove the veil of ignorance from before me, that I may behold your light. Reveal to me the spirit of the scriptures. May the truth of the scriptures be ever present to me. May I seek day and night to realize what I learned from the sages. Om Namah Shivaya. Good morning and vanakkam. In this video, we're going to be reading from Living with Shiva, Hinduism's contemporary culture, written by Sadhguru Sivaya Subramaniya Swami. 365 daily lessons based on ancient Vedic laws, disclosing how to approach family, money, relationships, technology, food, worship, yoga, and karma to live a truly spiritual life. Today's lesson is lesson 168, and the topic is interfaith marriages. I tell young ladies, if you are planning on getting married, do not do what the average mother might tell you. Get the husband under your thumb right at the beginning. Otherwise, you might have a terrible time because it's harder to do it later on. Don't do that. Go into your marriage for better or for worse and live up to your vow. Be to your husband like melted butter is on toast. It is absorbed. Be one. You will have a very happy old age. It might be rough at the start, but don't hold divorce over his head to force him into various preconceived ideas that your girlfriend has put into your mind, as so many do, or that you've seen on television or in the movies. You have seen the results that Hollywood marriages have played upon the lives of those who have had them as they have gotten older through the years. They are not happy people, though they are advertised as glamorously as they make their living. That is not the way. The way is, when you take your vow, think about it first, and then stick to it for better or for worse. I tell young men, gentlemen, if you are thinking about getting married, do not marry a young lady who won't be one with you in your religion, who will not be willing to stay at home and take care of and raise your family, one who doesn't respect you as a man and starts right off the bat by telling you what to do. Don't do that, because if you do, you will be miserable and you will lose your manhood and be nothing but a puppet on the strings of your wife, and you will both be unhappy, but she especially in older age. Rather, choose a girl who will blend with you for better or for worse, and whether you are successful or not, you will be happy to eat what you eat and go where you go. A Roman ideal pronounced by the bride at weddings was, where you are, there I will be. It might be difficult in the beginning years, but it will be much better later. A seeker wrote to me saying, I'm in love with the Christian girl, but she wants me to give up my religion and accept Jesus Christ. How can I explain to her that Hinduism is my path and I want to stay with it? But I love her very much. What should I do, Gurudeva? I responded that you have to think of the children and how you want to raise them. Obviously, you want to raise them to be good Hindu children, since there is very little connection between Hinduism and Christianity, because Christianity does not accept karma or reincarnation, the existence of an all-pervasive God, or our temples and ceremonies. There will be serious problems. If she remains a Christian and you remain a Hindu, the children are going to be very confused. If your beloved doesn't want to go along with you intellectually and spiritually, maybe your love is only physical. That is called carnal love, love of the flesh. That is a very limited type of love, and it is not long-lasting. Don't be guided by your carnal instinctive emotions. Be guided by your spiritual intellect, or by my good advice. Go shopping, find a good Hindu girl, or let your parents find one for you, so you can raise a good new generation of high souls. I've seen many cases of Hindus marrying outside of their own religion, and I've seen the young couple be very happy for a while. But after the children come and the sensuality of the marriage has cooled off, then there arises a tension between the husband and wife. Generally, one becomes more religious than the other. The non-Hindu spouse argues, "You should be religious in my religion," and the Hindu insists, "You should be religious in my religion." The victims of this conflict, which generally goes on throughout life, are the children. It is a couple's shared allegiance to a religious tradition that is the most important common ground. Sutra 168 of the Nandinada Sutras, not borrowing or giving credit. My devotees, to safeguard harmony, never borrow or lend money among themselves or give credit to one another, even for interest. They may do business together, but only through immediate cash transactions. Om. Good morning and Vanakkam. In this video, we'll be reading from Merging with Shiva, Hinduism's Contemporary Metaphysics, written by Sadguru Sivaya Subramania Swami. 365 Enlightenment Lessons from a Mystical Master, revealing the depths of Raja Yoga, the clear white light, the states of mind, and the ultimate spiritual destiny of every seeker. Today's lesson is Lesson 168, and the topic is Understanding is Control. When a situation comes up, I observe how the conscious mind looks at it. Then I ask how my subconscious would see it. Pondering further, I inquire how my sub-superconscious relates to it, then how my superconscious views it. Through this process, I get a clear picture of what happened, how it happened, and if I should take it seriously. You might react strongly to a happening, but when you look closely, you see it wasn't much to be concerned about. It is just the subconscious reacting, so you forget it. The subconscious was the problem. It is your sub-superconscious intuitive understanding that makes such judgments. Remember, these are not 5 separate departments. They all interrelate. The conscious and subconscious work together. The sub-subconscious seems to work independently of both the conscious and the subconscious, but it is not really independent. It is just another aspect of the subconscious. The superconscious is our vast, pure intelligence. The sub-superconscious is one aspect of the superconscious, functioning through the subconscious patterns. As we begin working with ourselves, we remold the patterns that set the course of our life. We remold our subconscious mind. We begin to identify with infinite intelligence, not with the body or the emotions or the intellect. As we prepare for the realization of the self in this life, we set new energies into action within our body. We begin to flow our awareness out of the past and into the present, right into the now. This steadies emotion. Then we cease to have concepts that the physical body or the emotional body is I. We begin to claim spiritual independence and are able to watch the mind think. By remolding old habit patterns in the subconscious mind, we cultivate a contemplative nature and become non-violent in thought and action. Having that innate understanding of the karmic cycles of the working of the various states of mind, we are able to love our fellow man. It is easy to keep promises and confidences, for we have a certain restraint. We can begin to direct desires and acquire a certain inner poise which we did not have before, and we continually find new understanding through meditation. In order to meditate, it is not enough to memorize the 5 states of mind: conscious mind, sub of the subconscious mind, sub-superconscious mind, and superconscious mind. It is not enough to memorize the process of unwinding awareness and reprogramming the subconscious through affirmation, attention, concentration, and observation. We must study out and apply these teachings to ourselves. We must master them. This is the way we become a different person than we are today. When we simply memorize, we are only putting another intellectual covering over the beauty of our soul. Surround yourself with superconscious people who are on the path. Being in their presence will help you, and their being in your presence will help them. The group helps the individual as the individual helps the group. This is provided the group is of one mind, both inner and outer. Place yourself in a good environment, a physically clean house, clean clothing, clean body, and among people who are shining forth from within. Do not surround yourself with people who are bound in the conscious mind, engrossed in jealousy, hate, fear, and the other instinctive intellectual qualities that cause contention in and among them. This will disturb you and hinder your progress on the spiritual path. If you are going to sit for meditation, you must follow these inner laws. Do not argue with anyone anymore. A mystic never argues. Argument pulls awareness into the conscious mind and programs the subconscious in a strange way. It becomes mixed up. Then it has to be unscrambled. Also, never try to convince anyone of anything. If you are talking to a mystic, he will understand what you are going to say as you speak it. Usually before you have spoken, he will have grasped the point of it. He is that sharp. He is that keen. If you are talking to someone who lives deep in the intellect of the conscious mind, he will want to discuss endlessly. He will want to argue subtle points, and the issue will never be fully settled, especially if you disagree with him. The mystic sits in meditation and asks himself, who am I? Where did I come from? Where am I going? He has the sensitivity to take a little flower and study it and conquer the functions of distraction as he works to hold his awareness at attention like a well-disciplined soldier of the within, with the will supreme in governing that attention. This caliber of mystic will in this way learn to concentrate inwardly as the supreme will dominates his powers of awareness, bringing forth the body of the soul into the physical elements so its keen inner observation is unfolded. That's it for today's lesson. Take care of yourselves, have a beautiful day, and we'll see you in the next video. Om Namah Shivaya.